Hello, I'm an Spanish native who has been learning English for 3 years, Japanese for 12 months, and I'm a collectionist athlete, and I want to introduce discipline to language learning. If you have been learning Japanese for some time, you can probably relate with this feeling. The first months when you started immersion were really good, and it was actually really easy to notice progress and to make it fun. But now that you can understand even more, it has been more difficult to stick with it because you can't manage to make it fun, and I discovered that you don't need to make it fun. Some of the days in the week in which immersion is really boring, I'm always trying to look for some anime that is just funnier and that I like more, even though I have been watching animes that are actually really enjoyable. And the thing is, all it really comes to is actually being disciplined and prioritizing the amount of immersion that you need to do first thing on your day. Because this is what I did when I was starting, and immersion wasn't that enjoyable. Like, I knew that immersion was not an easy task, and that's why I forced myself to do at least 2 hours first thing on the morning always. But now my brain always thinks that immersion is going to be easy because I can understand a lot more, and it ends up being really annoying if I don't understand the amount of vocabulary that I want to understand, right? So the main lesson from this section I will say is to always think of immersion as a task on your day that is not going to be easy, even though if that day for some reason is actually easy for you. The fun thing about this is that when you force yourself to do something that takes discipline, after a month of doing it daily, it usually ends up becoming really enjoyable. I think that we shouldn't forget that in order to do lots of hours on something, the first qualification that we need to have is that it's fun for us. But if we can combine that fun with being disciplined, that is, doing immersion even if you don't feel like it, we're going to make just awesome progress, and you're probably going to have people saying that you will burn out or that your results are not that credible, right? So the only thing that you need to do to make this possible is to prioritize only one goal, which now is learning Japanese, and literally just forget all the other mini goals like dating that girl or going out with your friends. So I shouldn't really tell you this because you already know the things that distract you, right? You can leave these goals or put them in maintenance mode, which means that you will not make progress in these goals that you're maintaining in order to make faster progress in the thing that you care more about. I think that our thinking should always be like an athlete, because they always prioritize just one thing over everything, and usually that's the reason why they achieve great success. But if an athlete didn't perform that day, it's really because he didn't sacrifice enough things. So he probably trained for the last month without missing a workout, honestly. He had a really good diet, he was not missing his sleep. But that day, just before he had to show his performance, he took a drink with his friends, because they said, come on, let's celebrate for your victory tomorrow. So he didn't really want to go, but they insisted and he went. And that made him 1% less competent. And the guy who ends up winning said, no, I'll not go because tomorrow is an important day. And if he has to sacrifice his friends, he will do it. So if you can apply this way of thinking to language learning, there's no way that you are not killing it. Thank you for paying me your attention, and be sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content.